You know, that's got to be one of the best features that DJI has come up with, where you can start recording with the touch of a button on a mic on a DJI camera. Now I'm on my Action 5 Pro with 4K 24 frames a second. It's rock steady on. I did have to put the settings in auto. I set the EV to negative 0.7 since I'm in my car, but I forgot my ND filters at home, so I can't get the cinematic motion blur. If that's something that you're into, I've been following a couple guys on YouTube, and one uses the ND filters and the other one doesn't, and he just runs it in auto and it looks pretty good. Now, I mean, you know, there's not the motion blur from, you know, it being at the 180 degree rule, but I think it looks pretty good. And for just run and gun and quick shots, or even just vlogging, I think it looks fine. I also think it looks fine if you want to mess with the ND filter. I'm going to try them both out. Tomorrow, I'm going to try with the ND filters and compare the two. See which one I like better. Now, they say with action cameras and ND filters, if you're using the image stabilization, the built-in image stabilization, with ND filters, because your shutter rate is so low, because, you know, if you're following the 180 degree rule, it's should be at 1/50, double your frame rate. But it says that you get the jitters in the background from walking. So I'm going to try that out and see. The videos I've seen on YouTube, it's not that distracting to me. And I kind of like it. It gives you more of a kind of a vintage feel, you know, because not everything had perfect image stabilization like we've got now. I think we're too spoiled with what cameras can do nowadays. You know, and that's kind of a trend right now, is people are taking their footage and degrading it. They're making it look like old film cameras, old film stock. And I've done that too, and I love the way that looks. I found a Canon 310 XL Super 8 camera that I've shot one video on it, and it was last year's 4th of July. I'll overlay some video of it. You just cannot get that feeling from a digital camera, no matter how much you degrade the footage in post. So I think there's a time for it. I also think there's a time for perfect footage too. So I'm also running the DJI mic minis with the strongest noise cancellation that it has on it, and we're going to try it with the window cracked and see how well it does at getting rid of the wind noise rushing in. I got to go pick up my daughter. We got a couple errands to run, and then we're going home. But yeah, it really sucks that I forgot my ND filters. But we'll see how this does. I think it'll do just fine. Like I said, that one guy that I follow on YouTube that I've been watching, he runs his Action 5 Pro in full auto, and his Osmo Pocket 3 in full auto. So I'm going to compare the two of them, see which one I like. Tomorrow will be another Action 5 Pro vlog, and then Wednesday we'll do an Osmo Pocket 3 in the morning on the way to work and see how it compares with the Action 5 Pro. I got a feeling that I think the Osmo Pocket 3 is going to do better. It's got a bigger sensor for low light, for in the morning. But we'll see. We'll compare them. We'll throw them both in DaVinci, do some side-by-side comparisons, and go from there. You know, I know I said this earlier in the video, I think this morning, but just having a camera that you can throw in your pocket, take with you, connects wirelessly to their mics. And I know there's other companies that make wireless mics and you can connect them, but you have to have an adapter or the receiver. You know, this, it just works. It's kind of like Apple. It's like magic. It just works, you know? Like you take a picture on your phone and it shows up on your MacBook or on your iPad. You know, you turn both of these on and they instantly connect. You can't beat the ease of use between DJI and their mics. And for as small as the mic minis are, this is the second set that I had. The first set, I really wasn't sold on them because I already have the mic 2s. But I think I'm going to use those for like my Sony camera that I have, and just use these mic minis with my Action 5 Pro or my Osmo Pocket 3. Just because of how small they are. I mean, it's such a small little kit that takes amazing videos. It even takes pictures. I haven't tried the photos on these yet. I'm sure it looks just fine. But yeah, I mean, it's just the ease of use makes it so worth it. And I bought the Adventure Combo, I think is what DJI calls it. Comes with 3 batteries, the charging case, and then the rod, selfie stick. And I did buy the little mini tripod that they have for it with the extendable selfie stick. I like the one that came with it, the selfie stick, but sometimes I'll be out and I just want to sit it down and it's attached to the selfie stick. Well, that selfie stick didn't have a tripod. So yeah, I could screw a tripod into it, but it just gets bigger. So this one, and I'll show y'all when I get home, it's smaller. When it's pushed all the way in, it's only about that big. And it's got the quick release attachment on it. So my Action 5 will go on it, or my Pocket 3, because I got the Ulanzi cage. I forgot what exactly they call it, but yeah, it's a metal cage. It's essentially like a camera cage for it, but it's got these quick attach points on it too. So that light that I had this morning, that will also work with the Pocket 3 too. I really hope the audio is coming through good with just the mic, the strongest noise cancellation, and my window open. I don't know. I won't know till this evening when I get into editing. I kind of want this channel to be something that I can look back on and say, I did it, I tried. Also something that my daughters can look back with their kids after I'm gone and look back and say, that's my dad, that's your granddad, that's your great-grandpa. You know, kind of just pass them on throughout the generations. Just show what life was like in 2025. As crazy as that is, it feels just like yesterday that I was back in high school. It doesn't seem like I should be 47 with 2 daughters and a wife, a house, a job. Man, I don't know about you, but I've seen a lot of videos on TikTok lately reminiscing about the old days and showing videos of, you know, what was going on, going to Blockbuster in the 90s, going to Pizza Hut, just all the stuff that we used to do as kids, and just how all of those restaurants and businesses are just, they're changed, they're gone. It just doesn't have the same vibe that it did back then, you know. I miss those days, and I really wish my kids could have grown up in that era. You can't beat that era. What's going on today in the world, it's crazy to think about. We were the last generation that knew what life was like without the internet, without social media. That's another thing that leads me into another thing is, I think I'm going to do some challenges with no phones or no social media, you know, stuff like that, because I have a serious problem being addicted to my phone and scrolling. I don't know how much time I've wasted the past, I don't know, just go back 4 years since COVID, 5 years. Wow, that's 5 years ago COVID happened. How much time I've wasted scrolling on my phone. And 89% of that was boredom scrolling. There was nothing I was looking at. Now, I've learned quite a bit off of TikTok and YouTube. But yeah, so I think I'm going to do some no phone days, no social media days. I designed a tracker because I'm going more towards analog stuff like journaling, habit tracking, gratitude list, and I'm not putting that stuff on my phone, and I'm tracking my sleep and my weight, but I know there's apps for all of that, but again, I'm too dependent on my phone for stuff like that. So maybe I'll do a video over my habit trackers that I came up with. And it wasn't me that came up with this. It was several people I've seen. I just kind of took bits and pieces and put them into what I wanted to track and designed it how I wanted to. But yeah, it's just something for, you know, me that I can look back on throughout the month. And, you know, maybe I was in a bad mood that day, and based on the habits that I'm tracking and the journaling for that day and the gratitude list for that day, I can kind of correlate to see, you know, what caused me to be in a bad mood that day. Or, you know, maybe I was in a great mood that day and something great happened and I wrote it down. I documented it. And I can look back on that and be like, oh yeah, that happened that day. That was an amazing day. It's kind of hard to do if you're not documenting stuff. And like I said, it can be done on a phone just as easy as in a notebook, but I'm trying to get away from using devices all the time. You know, I sit behind a computer screen all day for my job. I get home, 90% of the time I'm on my phone unless we're out doing something. You know, it is what it is, and everybody's that way, but I'm really tired of it being that way.